Hola, Film God Familia. ¿Qué tal? Bonjour, ça va? Oi, oi. Konnichiwa. To all my global family, welcome. First time listeners, hope you're doing well. And all of you lovely long time listeners, thank you so much again for all of the downloads, for all of the listens globally. It's really lovely. Still blows me away. I know I say it every time, but it does. Honestly, it's just phenomenal that you're all listening. Doing another kind of film in the news episode this week because the illustrious leader across the pond of the United States of the Americas threw out a comment about tariffs on the film industry. Cut to backtrack. I mean, he just says things. And I don't know why we take it seriously, but what I wanted to do today is a lovely man who messages me all the time and has been listening, Adam Prosser, who is a director of photography. That's ADAMPROSSER. Go check him out at adamprosser.com or at adamprosser DOP, because if I can help people, I can get names out and I can help those that are listening. Always want to do that. So massive shout out to Adam. He sent me 2 articles about the Trump tariff debacle. I mean, that's all it is. It's madness. But when I first saw the headlines, I was like, oh my God, the world is ending, as I'm sure a lot of other people may have had. So we're going to do 2 articles. We'll do one from, it's called The Industry, which is a great email out. And then we're going to then do a second article, which is in Forbes.com. They're both small. They're both really quick. And I was on set the other day, and still there's people kind of talking about how difficult it's been and how strange it's been to kind of get consistency. And so I've been thinking about reaching out to a mentor of mine who helped me with mindset and life coaching and business coaching and loads of coaching, who I think is going to be a great ep. So that will be next week's ep. And we're going to talk about fear and how to overcome. And he's got kind of 7 steps to overcome fear. And we do talk about the film industry and we make it relevant to all of you. But actually, as an episode, because I've already recorded it, it's brilliant and you're going to have a great time. So today's ep, filming news, reading 2 articles. I'll keep the intro short. Just want to send out massive love. I put my hands up to the sky. I look up. I just send lots and lots of love to all of you who are wonderful human beings. Never forget that. You are the only person in the world, on the planet, that can be you. It's like a 15 trillion % chance. And that doesn't make sense because it's percent, it's 100. I get it. But there's like a 1 in 15 trillion or something chance that you could exist. And all of your parents and grandparents and all the rest of it, you go back 10,000, you go back 10, 11 generations, 4,000 people needed to have met, fell in love and made those babies to then come down and make you. So you are an original, beautiful human being. Never forget that. We love you here at the Film Gods. Let's get to the app.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hola, Film Gods. So here we go into the app. So we're going to be talking about the Trump tariffs. First article I want to read is from The Industry, which please do sign up. It's a daily email. And the title is Trump's Tariffs, Bad for the Industry, ... or are they? Okay. Trump's tariffs. What everyone is missing. So quotation. 100% tariff. Oh, maybe I should do the voice like last time. 100% tariffs on all movies coming into US that are produced in foreign countries. I should have maybe done a Trump. I still haven't really worked on this accent, but 100% tariffs. They're great tariffs. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Going to be on all movies coming to the US that are produced in foreign countries. And yes, if you are watching on the YouTube, there was a face and there was a lot of imaginary accordion playing, as our president of the United States seems to have a very unique way about him. So that's the core of the US president's post that set off a firestorm in the industry. On one hand, this could be the final bullet as speculations over who could be affected run rampant. And then there's some bullet points of who they think will be affected. So Sony Pictures, as they're a Japan-owned studio. Netflix, worst case scenario, estimates $3 billion in costs and 20% reduction in earnings. James Cameron, open bracket, Avatar is created in New Zealand. Next bullet point, Hollywood productions shot worldwide, open bracket, a Minecraft movie, Gladiator 2, Avengers Doomsday, etc. Next bullet point, Hollywood films shot partially overseas, such as Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible. Next one, Oscar Best Picture nominees. Only 3 out of 10 films this year were shot entirely in the US. Last bullet point, indie films that can no longer afford to shoot in the US. Okay, so subtitle. On the other hand, Hollywood is in dire need of a bailout. COVID, labour strikes, and M&A hellscape and the wildfires have crushed margins, resulting in an exodus of shoots to foreign country where labour is cheaper. Open bracket, IATSE reports 10,000 plus jobs losses in 2 years, close bracket. And tax incentives are higher. Open bracket, 30% in Hungary, 25% in Bulgaria, close bracket. Plus, interest in movie-going post-COVID has waned, with the streamers/social media giants gaining an asymmetrical advantage to keep people home and glued to their phones/screens. Case in point, the 2019 domestic box office was $11.4 billion, with the highest post-COVID total down 20% at $9.1 billion in 2023. Hollywood's special ambassadors, Jon Voight, Sylvester Stallone, and Mel Gibson, are no stranger to this. Gibson's Passion of the Christ 2 is filming in Italy, and 2 of Voight's latest films, The Last Gunfight, 2025, and Shadowland, 2024, were made in Bulgaria. Last week, Voight made the rounds with the Motion Picture Association, pushing lawmakers to adopt a federal production incentive, open bracket, with no mention of tariffs, close bracket. The MPA draft 2 one-pagers urging Congress to create manufacturing-linked incentives for domestic employment. Subtitle: If the administration really wants to help the industry, skip the punishment. Instead, create incentives big enough to change the calculus. For instance, if the US adopted a federal tax credit similar to the $7.5 billion program proposed by California Governor Gavin Newsom, open bracket, 23 times larger than California's current $330 million credit, close bracket, the potential ROI on investment will be massive. When California spent $109.5 million this last round of its tax credit program, funding 51 projects, open bracket, including 46 indies, which they covered in depth, and there's a link, close bracket. They generated $347 million in wages and $578 million in economic activity and employed over 6,490 cast and crew. Scaling that out, a $7.5 billion incentive would generate nearly $24 billion in wages and $40 billion in economic activity. Imagine this money being redistributed to the states that have seen a mass exodus of production, like California, New York, and Georgia. A federal film fund bump that pays out 10 to 20% on top of the state's incentives could be the lifeline that gives producers the confidence to return home. That's how you bring the business back. Okay. So Forbes.com, which the title is Proposed Film Tariff is a Non-Starter, written by Shulia Moore, who is a contributor. And that was on May the 5th, 2025. This is just a quick note to assure Hollywood that the proposed tariffs on films produced outside the US is a non-starter for a whole lot of reasons, so no need to cogitate on it. 1. Films are now delivered digitally, not by shipping antiquated film canisters, so the proposal violates the World Trade Organization moratorium. Jesus, I've got to learn how to speak. Moratorium on tariffs on digital transmissions, which has been in effect and repeatedly renewed for 27 years. There is some debate as to whether the moratorium looks like a very Latin-based word there. There is some debate as to whether the moratorium applies to tariffs on A, the digital transmission itself, or B, the information actually transferred. But in either event, it would clearly apply to a tariff on the digital transmission of films. 2. Tariffs are designed to be collected by custom agents on physical goods crossing a border, not digital transmissions. There are no procedures in place for imposing or collecting tariffs on any digital transmissions, so an entirely new agency would have to be formed and trained to do it. And it sure wouldn't be easy given the billions of worldwide digital transmissions per minute. The system would have to rely on self-reporting by the companies receiving the transmissions, and many countries would likely forget, in quotations, to report. Number 3. Any attempt to tax the digital transmission of films would have to be implemented as a digital tax, open bracket, as in Europe, close bracket, which would require an act of Congress, as only Congress can enact taxes. This approach would require a long and tortured process that would be wrapped up in the logjam of the pending tax overhaul bill. And even if it did get enacted, it would likely be challenged as being effectively an impermissible tariff, which is exactly the grounds that the US is using to challenge the European digital taxes. 4. It is utterly unworkable in practice. Even putting aside the fact that films are produced both in and out of the US, what happens if worldwide streaming rights to a film produced outside the US are licensed to Netflix? Would the tariff be imposed on the full amount paid by Netflix? Would there have to be some allocation between the value of US and foreign rights? What about the digital delivery to a US company of only foreign rights to a film? So 5. Who exactly is this supposed to help? While it might temporarily bring more film production jobs back to the US, it would decimate all of the film production companies, including the major studios, since the majority of the films are now produced outside the US. Indeed, most of those films must be produced in foreign locations due to the stories being set there. Number 6. The amusing part of it is that the entire rationale behind the tariff trade wars is to reverse the worldwide trade deficit with the US. And the US film industry is one of the few industries that has a significant trade surplus. The net result of the proposed tariff would be to kneecap the US film industry, particularly taking into account the obvious reciprocal tariffs that will be coming. 7. There has already been substantial walkback of the proposal given the firestorm of objections against it. The next step is meetings with the film industry heads, and they will no doubt get the message across. So, we can all relax. And that are the 2 articles. But I wanted to finish with something that I was on set the other day, and we were talking about just the state of the world. That, as you do in those kind of 3 minutes while there's a light being changed, or it was going from Steadicam high mode to low mode, or going on the jib, or whatever. You get what I'm talking about. And we were talking about The Great Dictator by Chaplin. Brilliant film. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. And I'm going to put his speech at the end. And I'm not implying anything, but I think with the state of how the world is, hearing someone, I don't know, probably over 80 years ago, give this speech about how we as humans, how we're being treated by those in power, how the world hasn't really changed in all those years, and everything is a cycle. It's just a really beautiful speech, and I implore you to go and just watch the film. And even if you type into YouTube Charlie Chaplin, it was recorded. So he made the film. Obviously, he went through World War One, and he saw what was happening, and he created this Hitler-esque character, and he's the body double. Or stand-in, or however you want to call it, so that if there is an assassination attempt, it's not on the actual dictator, but it's on him. And he gets this chance to be up on stage, and where he would normally have given the normal speech of go out and make go and kill and take over the world, and power is greatness. He actually just speaks from the heart, and you can see that it's actually Charlie Chaplin. It's the first time he breaks the fourth wall. It's the first time that he was a speaking role. It was a talkie. And it's just such a beautiful speech that I'm going to put it here at the end of this episode as a gift for all of you people that understand that the film industry is made up of individuals, and we do have the power to make change, and we do have a voice, and we don't need to be controlled by those machine men with machine hearts. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just even pretending to be Charlie Chaplin. And I end the episode with love. Thank you for listening. Until we meet again, ladies and gents, that is a wrap. And I let the wonderful, beautiful human being that was Mr. He probably got a knighthood, I'm sure. But if not, he should have been a Sir. So, Sir Charlie Chaplin.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
So that was a chat with the king or queen in the game. I give it a shout at the end so you all know the name. It's the Film Gods Podcast. The what? The Film God Podcast.